What's up guys, gonna do a Q&A today. I posted a picture on my Facebook and my Instagram, just asking for a couple questions, and I got some for you guys today. I wanted to do this Q&A today just because I want to share my opinion on the answer to these questions. May not be the best opinion, may not be right, but I just have a straight up opinion on answers to questions, and I like to share those with you guys. So let's get started. So question number one, how do you know if you're doing too much or too little in the gym? I feel like a lot of these questions that I'm gonna cover in this video I've already covered in previous videos. So for example, the fitness myths one, where I talked about doing too much and doing too little. So in regards to that question, if you're going on hours and hours and hours in the gym and you're putting in no effort just because you're so tired, that might be a clue as to maybe you're doing too much in the gym. In regards to doing too little, when you're leaving the gym, do you feel like you got an adequate workout? Do you have a pump, or do you feel sore? You should be able to tell if you've done enough in the gym. So in regards to that question, you would be able to tell by either the effort you're putting in or the effort you put into the gym. Question number two, what should I eat before a workout? Now this question, it could have multiple answers here. So some people, they may want to train fasted, which means you're getting up in the morning, maybe you're going to the gym and you're not eating anything before you work out. Some people might not want to eat before they work out because they feel like they need to give their food a chance to digest, and if they go straight to the gym, it's not going to happen. Other people, they may feel uncomfortable in the gym, maybe their stomach is going to be upset. So, the other end of this is, yeah, you should eat before going to the gym. So what I like to do personally is, have some carbs. I have oatmeal maybe, just because I feel like it sits in your stomach. It doesn't kind of upset you too much, but it does give you the carbohydrates you need for the actual workout. So basically, what you should eat before a workout, just go for something balanced, but enough to give you the energy. Don't go too heavy though. You don't want to have a heavy ass meal, or else your body's going to be taking the blood and digesting that food as opposed to delivering the blood to your muscles, and you don't want that. What should I eat after a workout? This is a classic question. I'm not going to talk about any of this anabolic window crap because that stuff is bro science and it's not even talked about anymore. So basically you got 48 hours for your protein synthesis, okay? Not an hour and not 45 minutes. So just get some protein in, get some carbs in, just a balanced meal, and you'll be fine. So chicken and rice, anything like that. You can even get something that might not be considered good, because it's if it fits your macros, go ahead and Chipotle, fast food, anything like that. Back in the day, maybe it would have been you need to get your protein shake, you need to eat brown rice, but now it's you know what? Live your life and be flexible. So eat whatever you want, but track your macros. What should I eat to cut is the next question. Well, if you guys haven't seen my How to Track Your Macros video, go check that out, because I basically say that if you want to cut, just maintain your diet, but remove 200 to 500 calories off of that per day. Now, it does sort of differ between cutting and bulking here, because when you're cutting, you do need to clean up your diet a bit more, because you will need to be eating cleaner, which means kind of divide your calories into less food. So you should, try not to eat such high calorie foods, because you'll kind of run out of calories by the time it's, noon, because you've been eating, pizza and stuff. So basically, less calorie foods throughout the day, as opposed to just bulking and eating as much as you want. You understand? Next question would be, what should you eat to bulk? So, into contrast with the cutting question, just sort of, take a look at my video. I said about 200 to 500 extra calories on top of your maintenance. So then just, go ahead and add that in, and then you can be a little more flexible when you're bulking, just because the excess calories will, equate to more gains, but it's less serious than when you're cutting, because you're not focused as much on fat loss. Is supersetting good? Alright, now this is an interesting question, because a lot of people have different opinions of what a superset is. Some people say a superset is you're doing a chest press machine, this one, the hammer strength one, so you're doing that. Maybe you do a set of that, you come off, you go right into maybe a pec deck, alright? that would be a superset for chest. Now you're doing 2 exercises for equivalent body parts. On the other side of things, one definition is you're doing 1 exercise for, let's say you're doing biceps, then a superset would be you're doing a tricep exercise. So you're doing antagonist muscle groups. That's also a definition of a superset. So in regards to that, first topic, the first one I talked about when you're doing the same body part, I kind of like to do that, okay? So let's say I'm doing shoulders. So I do, let's say I do military press, then I go right into maybe some lateral raises because I really want to just burn my delts out. So I like that idea. The other idea though is just the antagonist muscle groups where you're doing maybe bicep, tricep. You could do that if you're, short on time, but I mean, the way I see it, just, take the extra time because you'll be less tired when you actually hit the muscle groups separately. You understand? So more energy, you're gonna hit the muscle harder, you're gonna make more gains. That's my opinion, guys. Should I drop set every exercise? My opinion is probably not, just because drop setting is going to take a lot of your energy out of you. And let's think about drop setting for a sec. So you're doing an exercise, then you drop the weight down and drop the weight down, drop the weight down. How about you just do the set, take a break, do the same set at the same weight again, so you're getting more intensity, as opposed to using more energy and then not as going as heavy and not activating your muscle. So I mean, drop sets are great. I like to do them at the end of my workouts. Maybe I'll do it for shoulders, maybe I'll do it for arms. But something like a bench press, I wouldn't do a drop set of my bench press, especially at the beginning, just because I want to save my energy and then hit the heavier weights harder. You understand? Should I do 2 major muscle groups in the same day? What do you guys mean by 2 major muscle groups? Because if you're doing a push-pull legs kind of split, you'd be doing chest and you'd be doing shoulders on the same day, and triceps. So if you mean something like that, then sure, because I like to do push-pull legs a lot because I feel like it's a good way to split up your exercises and your days, because as opposed to just doing maybe a chest day, you're actually you're using your triceps and your shoulders when you're doing chest. I like to sort of combine those together because the movements you're actually doing are pushing movements. A lot of people think about working out as being muscle groups, but it's actually movements. So something like a push is chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull would be your back and your biceps and all that stuff. So I think we should actually focus more on movements as opposed to just body parts. But that's just my opinion. In regards to something like a legs and back, it's kind of hard. It's going to take a lot out of you to do, legs and back. Those are big muscle groups. So in regards to that, I mean, if your frequency is up and your intensity is down, that's fine. But you can't just kill yourself all the time doing, legs and back, huge muscle groups, and expect to recover as quickly to hit it again. What do I do to improve my bench press is the next question. It's a very good question. It kind of falls into a power lifter's category too, because they're looking for technique on how to improve your bench. Biggest thing would be just practice bench press. Acclimate yourself to higher weights, and then once you get to maybe a plateau, then there's a couple things you can implement. First off is increase your tricep strength. All right, so doing things like a bench press and only coming down to about here. If you guys have those the bench blocks you can use those because they're really effective. It's basically just going to overload your triceps and help you maximize your lockout strength at the top, because a lot of bench press weakness is it's not when you're down at the bottom here, it's actually when you're locking out at the top. So a lot of people fail when they're about 90% done the rep. So go ahead and increase your tricep strength, and then it'll be a lot easier for that lockout at the top. How much cardio should I do to lose fat? Alright, go check out my macro video and my myth video because I kind of covered that topic there. So in regards to cardio to lose fat, don't rely completely on your cardio to lose fat. Get a balance between reducing your calories and doing adequate cardio. So my opinion for cardio, you either do some slow, steady state cardio, or you're doing some high intensity interval training kind of thing. In regards to timing, just, if you're doing a very intense cut, just do as much cardio as you're doing weight training, and then work out the rest of your cut through your diet. If that makes any sense, guys. Lots of reps to cut versus low reps to bulk. I already answered this question in my myths video. I talked about how people might do higher reps to get a cardio effect. I said, no, this is not true. If you guys are cutting, you need to stick with the heavy weights because you got to preserve that muscle mass, all right, as opposed to doing these high reps and you're not really activating your muscles as much as the low reps and the heavy weight. The low reps to bulk, depends what you mean by low reps. If by low reps you're meaning, you know, like a 1 to 6 range, that's kind of a power range, so you're going to be focusing more on strength as opposed to hypertrophy. So I'd say, you know, 6 to 12, anywhere between there is actually going to activate the hypertrophy rep range and actually get you to bulk up the muscle mass as opposed to just the neural strength that your muscles will develop through, you know, heavy weights with low reps. How do I round off my chest? This is probably like the #1 question asked ever in the history of life. So when you're looking at, you know, the formations and the shaping of your muscles, that is genetics, okay? Unless you're going out and you're getting some synthol or some plastic surgery, you can't really alter the genetic, you know, shape of your muscles. In regards to rounding off your chest, you know, a lot of people, they either have no inner chest or they have no upper chest here. Now, there isn't technically an upper chest or an inner chest or a lower chest. It's all just different, you know, variations of your chest, and then the way you actually position your body to do exercises will activate more or less a particular part of your chest. So, you know, for inner chest here, one of the good things to do a lot of movements where your hands are close together. So think about inner chest, have your hands inner. So one thing I like to do, actually, take 2 dumbbells. Now, I don't know if this will work well with round dumbbells, but if you have those hex dumbbells, take the 2 dumbbells, put 2 of the flat edges together, and then do a bench press like this, okay? So you're bringing the weights down to your chest, and then you're powering it back up. You're gonna feel an intense squeeze in the middle of your chest here and also in your triceps. But that's really gonna activate the center of your chest. In regards to upper chest, just keep with the incline bench, vary it between dumbbells and barbells just so you get a full range. Try some flies, you know, basically hit your chest from all angles with all different exercises. And, you know, as you progress up in weight, you should, you know, potentially see a change in the shape of your chest. Now, not drastically, but you should fill out your chest more. And, you know, that's what we all want, guys. Try it out. How do I get the peak in my bicep? This is in regards to genetics as well. So maybe you guys see Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's got that nice peak in his bicep. This is all gonna come down to genetics again. Now, some people, it's all about where the attachment of their bicep is. Now, let's look at the arm here. So your bicep connects from your shoulder here down to your lower arm here, okay? In regards to the peak, if your bicep connects lower down on your lower arm here, you will not have as big a peak as if it comes shorter. A string. So we're looking at longer, less of a peak. Looking at shorter, you're gonna get more of that peak here. So, you know, the only way to sort of change it would be get a bigger bicep and it will ultimately look as if you have it. You know, those that have a peak will genetically always have a better peak than those who have, you know, a longer bicep. But those who have a longer bicep, go ahead and, you know, develop your biceps more, and, you know, you will develop a larger bicep, which in turn will give you a larger peak, but, you know, not in regards to the people who already have genetically blessed bicep peaks. You understand? How do I make my abs pop? All right, go look at the myth video again, because I talked about how abs are made in the kitchen, okay? So when it comes down to it, abs are only going to be, you know, popping out at a certain body fat percentage. But if you don't have any, you know, ab strength, they're not going to pop out as much. So 2 things you can do is, you know, cut some of the body fat down so they're actually visible, and then do an actual ab workout and strengthen up your abs to give more of that blocky look, you know. Because you ever seen those skinny ass pictures on the internet of the guys with abs? Sure, you may be able to see their abs, but they don't have that blocky look. So, you know, work out your abs. I got an ab workout on my channel, go check it out. And that's basically it, you know, work out your abs and then cut the fat down, and then you'll have that blocky ab look, guys. Alright guys, that's all the questions for now. If you guys like the Q&A videos, I can do a whole lot more. I haven't got that many questions, so if you guys have some new questions, post them on this video, okay? Try to do another Q&A in the future, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me a question. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.
Here we go!